How did little Noah go from literally having a negative bank account in lockdown to making nearly 5 figures a month by the time he was 16 years old? And guys, it wasn't through dropshipping or any of those other types of business models. Now, some people have that natural born instinct within them from an early age to go out and make money. Some people don't, but I was always that person who had that natural instinct to go out there and make some cash for myself. And believe me, I tried so many methods. I did Instagram pages, blogging, YouTube, drop shipping, and I even sold sweets when I was in school, and that's how you really know that you're a real hustler. I remember my first week selling sweets in school, and at the end of the week I had made £5, and to me that was crazy. I just couldn't believe I'd actually made some money for myself. But then I moved from selling sweets into school, making 10 or 20 quid in a week, to starting my own car washing business and babysitting. And look, this only made me a few dollars here and there. To be fair, some days when I did do car washing, I can make upwards of £50 a day. But let me be clear, I was not a baller. I did not have very much money. But one thing that I did always have is if I needed money, I would go out there and make it for myself. I didn't really like asking my parents for money. Sometimes I had to, but I always tried not to. And to be fair, these smaller side hustles, I'd recommend everyone to start off doing because they get that mindset within you and they let you start making a bit of cash, which is really important. I always knew that I was destined to do something deeper, to do something bigger and better and make even more money. I didn't really know what it was, but I always knew at the same time that I didn't want to work for a boss. I always wanted to work for myself. And look, one thing my whole life that I've been passionate about is making videos. Literally as early as I can remember, I've been making films. I used to make them on my old tablet or my old iPad. I used to do any editing that people around me needed. I'd edit audio clips, I'd edit videos for them. For the longest time, I made music, I did rapping, I made music videos, and this was just stuff that I did because I loved it. For a bit of time, I did try becoming a YouTuber. My videos were a bit disjointed here, there, and everywhere, and I didn't really have much success, but I did make a little bit of money. However, I never really stayed consistent with the whole YouTube thing, and it kind of just went in the background. But let's fast forward. How did it change? About 2 years ago, I made a decision that allowed me to start making proper money. You see, naturally, I followed my passion of creating videos and hopped on TikTok. Gary Vaynerchuk was talking non-stop about TikTok and how it was the next big thing. Obviously, back in the day, I just saw it as some cringy dancing app, but I remember my mate telling me about this business guy who was on TikTok. He was called Banks. I watched some of his videos and I was like, geez, TikTok can be used for other things apart from dancing. Now I'm going to give you a spoiler. I actually ended up blowing up on TikTok. A lot of you probably already know that. I remember recently I went to a Gary Vaynerchuk conference in London and he said to everyone in the room, raise your hand if you got in early on TikTok when I told you to and you had success. And remember, there was like 5 or 6 of us big TikTokers there who I all knew, and we all put our hand up, and that was one of my proudest moments. But let's go back to when I started TikTok. I'd already made an account, but I had no success with it, so I started a brand new one, and I kind of focused it more around business, life hacks, how to get stuff for free, and also documenting my side hustles. Now I remember my third video within an hour got 1,000 views, and at the time that absolutely blew my mind. I was buzzing. I could not describe the feeling. From creating such a short video and getting a massive reach, I knew that TikTok was the platform for me, and I doubled down. I stayed consistent and I was documenting my side hustles. You know, I was doing things like eBay, Instagram pages, reselling, all of that stuff. I would teach people how to do car washing like me, but to be fair, my videos did end up becoming a bit of everything. I'd make videos about one topic and then a different topic, and I wasn't really consistent to one niche. However, over time it did work. I had a few kind of viral videos and I grew to about 50,000 followers. Now this was the first time in my life where I started making a bit of money. This was mainly through affiliate marketing. If you don't know what that is, you're gonna have to follow my page because I'm gonna be teaching you all of the best side hustles. But it was mainly with this app called Curve Card. Basically, anyone who signed up to get a Curve Card would get £5 and I would also get £5. I made a few videos about Curve Card and I actually started making hundreds of pounds just from TikTok. Then literally things that I never dreamt of started happening. I managed to get myself invited to the opening of my local cinema and then get featured in the local paper, and that was me going as an Instagram influencer special guest, which literally just seems crazy. I made a video about how I managed to get hundreds of pounds of Costa coffee for free, and that got featured on The Sun, Lad Bible, the Daily Mail. Now, even though I had 50,000 followers, I never really thought about brand deals or anything like that, and to be fair, I did manage to get like 2, but I'd only made about $200. And don't get me wrong, back in the day, that seemed like so much money. Like getting £100 in my bank account just from TikTok was mind-blowing. Now, overall, I tried to stay consistent. There were some times where I didn't post for a little bit, but I tried to keep it going. I started to grow my page and become part of a community in the kind of business, TikToker, side hustle sort of niche. But things kind of weren't really progressing, and if I just stayed still and hadn't have changed anything, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. So what was the turning point? What was the point where everything changed? Well, on the 3rd of March, I began a different style of content. Now, this was probably one of the best decisions of my life. I saw a lot of other people in my niche begin to blow up doing a different style of content. We basically figured out we need to be catering our video style to the engagement and algorithm on TikTok. We figured out that these conversation videos that you've probably seen on TikTok work really well. For the first time in my life, I thought about actually how am I making these videos entertaining? I thought about the length of the video, how well I'm engaging the audience, and how long through they'd watch. I switched my content from just making it on my Samsung phone, which I had back then, to making it in this studio. Now, in a way, I was very lucky to get this studio because I just use it because it's what my dad uses for his work. And that's also another story. Around this time, I did also manage to get my dad to blow up on TikTok, but that's a video for another day. With this new content style, I posted 3 videos a day for a bit of time. And guys, this was still when I had my really bad haircut. I mean, look at my hair now compared to how it used to look. Some people say it was a glow up. Let me know if you think it was in the comments. Now, looking back at those videos, there were definitely things that I could have done better, but they performed really well quite instantly. And within a couple days, one of those videos in this new style absolutely blew up and changed my TikTok account forever. It was just a simple video about when can you legally move out as a teenager. It was really short, about 10 seconds long. And like I said, the video wasn't even that amazing, but it hit the TikTok algorithm so well. To this day, it has like nearly 10 million views and over 2.1 million likes. And that's a lot of likes for a TikTok video. That's up with like the big players like, I don't know, Noah Beck or Charlie D'Amelio. In fact, if you look at all my total TikTok likes, that's quite a big percentage. And when I tell you guys, all it took was one video to change my life, it was true. From this video, I managed to gain hundreds of thousands of followers. I remember I went to bed and I was on about 60 or 70,000 followers, and I was thinking, oh, it won't be long till I get 100k, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. I woke up the next morning and I literally had hit like 250,000 followers. I remember I thought to myself, wait, is this actually real? I thought that I was dreaming. And this was still in the time when we were in lockdown school. And I remember telling all of my friends on my RS class in the morning, I hit over 100,000 followers. Well, no, 200,000 followers on TikTok. I was just so excited I couldn't keep it to myself. So I continued posting more and more like this and kept on getting more and more viral videos and growing my account to hundreds of thousands. And sneak peek guys, it didn't take me long to get over 1 million followers. Now, when I blew up on TikTok, I kind of forgot that the money would come along as well. The first brand to ever give me quite a big brand deal was one called Fantasy Invest. At the time, for the amount of followers I had, I wasn't really getting a lot, but it seemed like a lot. I was getting like $100 or $200 per brand deal. And then soon enough, I managed to land a really big company called ZipRecruiter. They're basically a massive job recruitment and finding service. And to be fair, the price that I charged them, I still did undercharge, but it was still a lot of money for me at the time. I remember getting home from school that day and a massive FedEx package was waiting for me. I didn't even know this was coming, but it was loads of goodies from ZipRecruiter. And that's kind of when it all started to feel a bit more real. I didn't really reach out to any companies asking for brand deals. They all just came to me. Now, a lot of them weren't really great companies, so I had to reject them, but quite a lot of them I did like. And quickly guys, before I continue, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe because I've got loads more weekly videos coming out. I soon realized the significance of my content, my followers, and what I was getting from brands. You see, when a brand reaches out to you, what they're really trying to get is the connection between you and your audience, and that is worth a lot of money. Especially because I'm in a personal finance niche where things are very profitable for companies, I can charge quite a lot of money. And it's crazy to think, but I can now charge up to 43 times more than I originally did for my early brand deals, which is crazy. Now don't get me wrong, it does take a lot of planning and researching beforehand, and you've got to make it perfect, but it's still a really good pay. You've got to remember, not everyone can do it. You've got to be consistent and put the work in before and get your content right. And you have to put in so many unpaid hours just making content for the love of it before you actually get paid. A lot of companies now just want exclusive content from me for their social medias or their adverts. And it's funny because people will literally message me now saying, oh, I saw you on my Instagram ad, I saw you on my TikTok ad, and it's actually really weird. And now there's so many places I can take my knowledge about short form content. I could run a company's social page, I can create exclusive content, I can make an agency, and the list really goes on. If you guys want some more advice, I want to look into my story more about how much I make, then definitely check out the Mark Tilbury podcast, Like Father, Like Son. I was recently on it. It was a really fun podcast to film and I've had a lot of good feedback. And now this has all brought me to a point where some months I'm making nearly 5 figures a month. But what's next? Where else can I take this? Well, with a lot of my deals, I'm working on how I can charge even more money and bring even more results to brands. I'm also working on finding new ways to make monies and make different income streams. And I also want to conquer all platforms, not just TikTok, not have all my eggs in one basket. That's why I'm doing things like this YouTube. But what can we learn from my journey? I mean, you may say, hey Noah, I don't really want to create TikTok. It's not what I love. It's not what I enjoy. And that's completely fine. But there are things that we can still learn. Firstly, if you want to get started making money, I'd highly suggest you do what I did and start with the smaller side hustles, and then you do something else on the side that's bigger, that doesn't give you results as instantly, but you keep on going for a long time. This could be literally so many things. I'm going to make videos about really good side hustles hustles that any teenager, anyone out there can do. But also you can learn that actually the best thing to do to make money is to do what you enjoy. Because I make money and enjoy what I do, I've now got to a point where I won't actually have to go to university. I can leave college and go straight into supporting myself. Obviously, I'm very lucky that only really took me 2 years to get to this point from TikTok, but remember, I was creating content for a long time before that. But what I want you all to take from this video is that it doesn't really matter what age you are, as long as you're good at what you do and you can provide value, people will always take an interest in you. And when you can provide a lot of value, the money will come along with it. If this video interested you guys, leave a comment and also subscribe.